Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I will be reviewing Herself Alone in the Orange Rain by Tracy Eiston. This was sent to me by my friend Karen from the booktube channel A Simple Cup of Tea. She was working with the author in promoting this book, and I was very interested in reading it because it is about a girl who joins the IRA, which was an Irish terrorist group. At least they, when I was taught about it in school, it was referred to as a terrorist group, but they don't call themselves that, obviously. This is an adult historical fiction, and it was very informative, super interesting. For someone like myself who knew a little bit about the subject matter but hadn't like read super extensively into it, I really enjoyed it. But I felt like there were some aspects of the story that could have been improved as well, and so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It could have had more character depth and more character development and character relationships in it, because, for instance, so while Kaylin, the main character, is a very complex character with a very complex backstory, we don't really get to know any of the other characters very well at all. Also, character relationships seemed to get sped up a lot to make room for more plot, and while that didn't necessarily take away from the story as much as one would think, it is very weird when, for example, you don't see, so for instance, there's a relationship between 2 characters that develops, and it kind of goes from, they just know each other to suddenly they're in a relationship, and then they get into an argument before they're each set off on separate sort of missions, and so they don't see each other for a while or even communicate with each other after that argument because it's too dangerous. And then suddenly, the next thing you hear about the same person is that they're getting married all of a sudden, when you would think that there would have been something leading up to that or something, because we literally don't hear from like that one dude again for like a while. So in that way, I felt like character depth and everything and character relationships were just completely surpassed in a lot of ways. And also there was one part where suddenly it was a year later in the next chapter, and I thought that was kind of weird. It's like something significant happens and then, oh, a year has passed and this happens, and I'm like, wait, where did the whole year go? Did nothing happen in between at all? Like, okay. And I get that that kind of makes sense in that, of course, it's a historical fiction and things have to match up with what year they're taking place in. And also, Kaylin sort of had this complex backstory of her parents not being her real parents, and she was adopted when she was a little kid and blah-de-blah, and she was taken to England and raised English and all this stuff under like a totally false name. And that all kind of gets revealed in the beginning of the book, and it sort of gets forgotten about very quickly. So overall, I really enjoyed this book because it is very informative, and it also has a lot of very chilling parts where you kind of go, what is going on here? And the ending leaves you in this, it's not really cliffhangery, but you don't know exactly what happened, and it's the kind of ending that keeps you thinking a long time later. But if adult historical fiction is not really your thing, this book may not be for you, because it is very, very info-dumpy and informative in this historical fiction-y way that not necessarily all historical fiction is, but this is like the more info-dumpy end of historical fiction in a way. And so if you enjoy that kind of thing, you should definitely check this book out. And if you're interested in the subject matter, you should definitely check this book out because it has so many informative parts. So I was just petting iPod, she was in my lap, and I was petting her neck, and I thought, oh wait, where's her collar? And then I realized she doesn't wear a collar because it's Horatio who wears a collar. So when I'm petting him, I feel his collar, but I was just petting her and I felt no collar. That was really weird. But anyway, let me know if you've read this book, what your thoughts are, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!